So I'm about to leave Romania to go to Serbia. It's not as easy as it sounds. There's no direct train or bus that goes over the border. So what you need to do is you need to go to a border town. I'm in Timisoara at the moment, so Timisoara train station. Not the prettiest of trains and not the prettiest of stations, but the town itself is gorgeous, so don't let this put you off. And so basically I'm getting the train to Jimbolia, which is a Romanian border town. And the reason I chose Jimbolia is because it looks like a city. So I'll have options to either get a taxi or an Uber or a bus maybe to the border. Then I'll have to walk across the border. So you will meet people if you're here telling you no problem, you can get a bus, you can get a train over the border. It's bollocks. You can't. Take a look at this train. That's not where I'll be sitting. They do have seats over here. Check out the toilet. Yeah. This must be first class. So the train to Jimbolia takes, I think, less than an hour, and it only costs like 5 lei, which is about €1. So nice and cheap. When I get over the Serbian border, the plan is to get to Belgrade as soon as possible. I just have to find a bus station when I get over, I suppose. It's very hard to find information online. There's a lot of false information. You think you have a ticket and then it's not there, you know. You think, oh look, there we go, look at all these trains, look at all these buses. And then you click into it and you realise they don't even exist. That's happened to me an awful lot. So like, I'm a painter, decorator, when I see that it just breaks me heart. You know? Like how much would it cost just to get a group of painters in, just to, you know, cheer it up like, that's... Oh. Moving off, the door's still open. Oh, I love it. Now let's figure out how I get to the Serbian border. I'm going to the Serbian border. I'm going to Serbia.
Yeah, but you have to go with taxi or something.
Taxi or something, maybe Uber. Yeah, I'll check. So is that...
Well, we don't have Uber.
Ah, you don't have Uber here? Okay. It's that really nice lady working in the train station here. Called a taxi for me. The taxi will be about €5, which is about 25 lei. So... good start to the journey. Let's see how it goes when I get to the border. Nice station. Look at border crossing point. Border crossing point. Well, it looks like I came to the right place anyway, so all going well so far. Good man. Gentlemen, thank you, merci. Okay, Romanian border. So that's the Romanian border. They took my passport for 5 minutes and my PCR test. Yeah, 5 minutes. 2 people asked me, what are you doing? Why are you going there? I said, I'm travelling. That was that. So, very smooth so far. We'll see if it's smooth on the next border, the Serbian border. I have a feeling there's not too many people just walking over the border like that. They looked a bit surprised, like. And like I said, there's no information online really. I always look for these like travel blogs and couldn't find anything. So the border experience was fine. I was there for about 10 minutes. They were very thorough checking the PCR test, just making sure it was real. So they probably had an issue in the past with people using fake ones. And you're probably saying to yourself, why is this guy still getting PCR tests? I've been travelling. So here, there's actually a little wasp on my camera there. So I've been travelling the whole time, so I haven't had a chance to get a vaccine. I did get the vaccine yesterday in Timisoara, Romania. But the border experience, yeah, it was good. It was pleasant. The guy I was chatting to was really friendly. He likes Ireland. He said Irish and Serbian people are very similar, which I've heard before, so we'll see. He gave me advice. It's not as easy as I thought. So the town ahead, which is about 2 kilometres up the road, that town doesn't have a bus to Belgrade. So from there, he says, get a taxi. You can even get a shared taxi, which is cheaper. So get a taxi to another town, his town. And from there, he said the taxi would be about €5-6. From there, you get your bus. The buses leave every hour to Belgrade. So great advice, a good start to my time in Serbia. I have a bit of a hike ahead of me. There's a nice sunflower field there to the right, which you'll find all over the Balkans, all over Bulgaria, Romania, and it looks like here as well in Serbia. So now you can see I've got myself a little suitcase to carry all my crap. It's got wheels. If I had a big backpack walking up here, I'd be in bits, you know, so I don't look like a proper backpacker. I look like a bit of a wally walking around with my suitcase, but it saves you having a bad back. Why not? So I'm just entering the town now after walking for about 35-40 minutes. I can't pronounce the town, so I'll just put it here on the screen, just read it at the bottom there. You can see the church in front of me there. So I'm hoping here to find a currency exchange and either a taxi or a bus station to take me to another town, and then from there on to Belgrade. So Google Maps is telling me down this way to a bus station. My Google Maps is still working, but my internet is off, yeah, because I'm not in the EU anymore. So I just got some money exchanged. So I definitely have enough money to get to Belgrade now in a Serbian dinar. The guys were really friendly. To say thank you in Serbia, it's hvala. I really hope that's what it is, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't mess with me. They were very nice guys. Hvala, hvala. All right. I found the bus station in this town. And when I did my bit of research earlier about the best way to go over the border, I assumed there was a bus station here that would take me to Belgrade. How wrong I was. So I think back to the exchange, the Western Union lads, and asked them to call a taxi for me. I came back into the Western Union in this little border town in Serbia, and Pavle here, exchange office, he's after calling me a taxi. Now at this time in the day, there's no share taxis and there's no buses until later. So the town I have to go to, it's going to cost me 3,000 Serbian dinar. Yeah, take your time. And so 3,000 Serbian dinar, which is about 25 euros. So that is expensive. When you're travelling the way I'm travelling, like kind of like backpacker style, 25 is too much. You could fly to another country for 25 euros. But the fact is, I'm here now and I don't have options unless I'm willing to wait until 2 o'clock to get a bus. Then I'd be getting in Belgrade in the evening. My hostel check-in is until 4:30. So I just don't have options. So I'll be paying 25 euros to get a taxi. It doesn't really bother me. These things happen when you travel, you know. So anyways, I just want to note that for anyone watching this video that's trying to travel from Romania into Serbia, this is probably not the best way. I'll leave something in the description. I'll leave some more information about the other options of going to Serbia. All right. So I mean, an hour's drive. So that guy will have to drive there for an hour and probably have to drive back. That's 2 hours of his day. Doesn't bother me. 25 euros. Happy to give it to him. Hopefully he's a nice friendly fella that likes to chat. Hopefully he has good ears, because I'm ready to chat. And I'm going to drink this coffee, so I won't shut that up now as soon as I drink this. The gentleman working here gave me this for free. So yeah, if you get stuck in this little town that I can't name, just remember to come here and these guys will help you. Thank you so much, I will. Here we go. Alright, the space wagon. Like the Griswolds yoke. Ah, good man. I sit in the back, there's more space.
Tired.
We tired?
Da.
Ah, we tired taxi driver, very nice.
Work finish.
Work finished, good for you. Today work. Only today. Yeah.
You from English?
No, Ireland. Irish.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Brother is Serb.
Brother is Serb. Yeah, Irish. They saying that, yeah.
Orthodox, yeah?
No, Catholic.
Catholic.
Ireland Catholic. So I've arrived in Zrenjanin, which is the town where I get my bus to Belgrade. So I paid about 25 euros, 3,000 dinar to get here. I wasn't thinking, I could have bargained it down. So the guy, when he called him, he says 3,000 okay. I should have said 2,000 okay. I wasn't thinking, you know, so you're gonna be tired from travelling. But this, he's a gentleman. He actually brought me to made sure it was the right bus. He went in and checked if my bus was going to Belgrade, and he just left me there. So the ticket from Zrenjanin to Belgrade is 560 dinar. I haven't worked out what that is yet, but it's a lot cheaper than the taxi that took me here, put it that way. And I believe it's about 50 miles, so that's about an hour. Just coming into Belgrade, over the Danube River. On the other side of the river, I believe they are like floating pubs and floating nightclubs. Check that out later. And that's the main street, that's where I'm going.
Yes.
You're very kind. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, have a great day. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Very nice. It's that lady and her son were on my bus. And they're very helpful. They walked me up the road just to point me in the right direction. Since I don't have any phone data here, I have to get a SIM card as well. I believe this is the main street where my hostel should be. I booked the hostel earlier on when I was on the train this morning. It didn't take long to find some Serbian nationalism. Kosovo is the heart and soul of Serbia. I don't know enough about it to speak on it, but this is an interesting part of the world, the old Yugoslavia, and the breakup of the old Yugoslavia. I've been to Bosnia, I've been to Croatia, so my first time in Serbia. I'll be interested to see. Kosovo obviously are independent, got their independence not so long ago, but the nationalist Serbs, I suppose, are not too happy about that. I'm definitely not going to touch on the history with Yugoslavia here and some of the stuff that went on. It's too controversial and too complicated. You can see what looks to be some ruined buildings from the war. It's just being left like that in the city centre, that's interesting. I mean, that's definitely a rocket hit, that, isn't it? Or some kind of missile. I know in some places they leave the ruins as reminders. It could be that could be the reason. Definitely wasn't supposed to be part of this video, but I'm after coming across an Irish pub as I'm looking for my hostel. So I think it would be rude not to go in, have a pint, use the Wi-Fi and get the directions. Just a quick sneaky pint. If you watch any of my other videos, you'll see this is what I do. This is how I travel. This is how I roll. The 3 Carrots Irish pub. I've never been in an Irish pub called the 3 Carrots. Oh, nice air conditioning. Oh, I love it. I love it already. I'm lost. I'm looking for my hotel, but I'll have a pint when I'm here. What's a good Serbian beer?
Serbian beer, we have our pub lager.
Great little pub. The first Irish pub in Belgrade. Opened in 1996. And the hostel apparently is right next door. Found it at last. Right, how do I get in here? Okay, so just a little recap on how the day went. I chose the Jimbolia option. It took me altogether, it took me about 5.5 hours, which isn't bad. Actually, I'm very happy with that. There's another option, and the other option I have on my phone here is Vama Stamora Moravita, which is also from Timisoara. It's further south. I reckon that's an easier way. Even though it's further south, I think it's a bigger border, and as soon as you get over the Serbian border, you have more options. I'm almost certain of that, but I can't say 100%. But the way I came, as you noticed in the video, as soon as I got into Serbia, I was a little bit stuck. Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more going on in that border town, but there wasn't. There was nothing happening, and I got a taxi. I spent 25 euros. So if you go to Vama Stamora Moravita, I think there's more going on. As soon as you get into the Serbian border, there'll be more options to get to Belgrade if that's your plan. So just look into that one. If not, if you want to go my way, just so you know, it took about 5 hours altogether, which isn't bad. So I'll leave it at that for now, and good luck on your travels going from Romania to Serbia. I hope it works out for you as smooth as it was for me. Alright.